oversteering, popping out of the water as a result. But cleaned that up coming into week 3, picked up a lot more of those necessary third places and even winning a few rounds for the team as well. So eyes on third place as well. Very important in this 2v2 format that you are outperforming the opposite member at all times, whether it's for first or whether it is for third. That is what wins you rounds. We're going to see how things shake out. Aero pipes and gyroscope both banned away, which means, well, we won't get any real meme maps this time around. We'll see what the picks are to come through. Team Blue picking first, the side of Alternate Attacks, to select the first map.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a safe ban from Orks, I think. Yeah, Orks are the ones who banned aero pipes there. They haven't played it so far, and I wouldn't want to either, considering some of the rounds we've seen from some of the teams who have picked it, where they've barely got a point. It's just so inconsistent. You really never know what will happen there. But yes, we see the normal 4 maps to start things off. I mean, classic, look, at this point, this is what you expect.
It is kind of exactly what you'd expect. We've seen this a lot so far. Back and forth into slowdown, into freestyle, into slippy slides, into parkour, into agility dash is going to be my guess. No, agility dash is going to be 7. Reps picked at number 6. If we get all the way to that map 7, I think there is a decent chance we go all the way to map 7. Agility dash will be the decider.
Yeah, I think more likely than not, definitely more likely than the other series we've seen today, we're going to a map 7, but wow, I mean, we've barely even seen a map 7 so far, just like we barely saw a 4-0 before today, but you never know. I mean, things are coming out in spades, and consistency is not really the name of the Challengers League at the moment. You know, the players are obviously all incredibly good. They do way better than I could ever do. But at the same time, we're not seeing, you know, a team that is getting through everything flawlessly. We're not seeing teams that have showed consistent like 4-2s or even 4-1s or anything like that over the course of each week. Generally, there are dips in performance over the course of all of these. So, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. We can try and pretend to the best of our ability that we can predict the scoreline, but you really never know.
Yep. All right, so predict it. Come on, Twiggy.
Predict it. You know what?
Yeah, you said you can have a prediction.
I'm going to push the boat out and go Orks 4-2.
4-2. Okay, a 6-map game potentially. I think, you know, fair enough. Numelops have looked very good indeed. I think it's going to be week of Scandir, so I'm going to go the other way from you. Okay. I'm going to say that I do think Alternate Attacks have it in the bag, especially if Wosal keeps up the improvements. The French player has looked very good for the team as well. All of these players are very, very good indeed. Well, we'll see if that does end up being the case. We are underway. On to back and forth we go. Round skipped, as we will get this one started in just a brief second here. A pause coming through. We'll get answers as to what exactly is going on, hopefully briefly, and get this match started. Just ratcheting up the tension a little bit.
No, Rakshit isn't in this one. He already played.
I'm deeply upset now, Twiggy. I mean, like, come on.
Why?
Can I not use words without being called out like this?
No, you're not allowed to do that. I'm the only one who's allowed to use words. But yeah, no. Look, we just gotta, you know, really push for tension a little bit. You know, we gotta get you itching for some Trackmania action, because honestly, we haven't seen any today. We haven't really seen a lot of action today whatsoever. It's been 8 maps, and that's been about it so far. I mean, look, we've had teams get close to winning maps, but yeah, it's been pretty one-sided today. I'm hoping we get a much closer series this time around.
Yeah, fingers crossed that this one does go the distance. I mean, hey, again, we don't get to see map 7 often enough, and it does start to get a little bit messy when we get down to the maps that maybe teams aren't as prepared for. With that said, I'd expect these teams to be very prepared for Agility Dash having fallen to map 7. It's no aero pipes, it is no gyroscope, it's not Flip of Fate, these maps that we see significantly less of in the Challenger League. Agility Dash is one all of our teams have played plenty of times at this point, so it will be tight if that's the distance we go. With reps at map 6 though, and seeing how tough that is for a lot of the teams as well, I could see reps deciding things pretty decisively if that's where we end up.
Yeah, I mean, that's just one of the maps that a lot of teams avoid a little more. It's not on the level quite of one like Agility Dash, one like, although actually no, it is kind of on the same level as Agility Dash in terms of people that avoid it, but it's definitely not on the level of stuff like Gyroscope, where everybody avoids it. But oh dear, that's not a great start. There
goes Complex, dropping back from the pack on this round. will be sitting in 4th place, and Panda meanwhile getting overtaken a little bit by Wosal as well, but carried a lot more speed into that turn. Wosal gets very close to that wall and will get back and forth, swapping places all the way through so far. Scandir and Wosal will lead, potentially heading into this, unless Panda has something to say about it. Carrying speed towards the identity. How does this turnaround look? Wosal commits a little bit harder, getting into that and overtaking Panda into the identity, who is risking it, nonetheless trying to gain back up. This is going to be tight at the finish line. It is Panda holding on in 2nd place at the moment, or in 3rd place, I should say. Scandir and Wosal looking to catch up to this. Ace will take the ace away in a 58.3 to kick things off.
Really clean. Yep, 58.3 starting things off. There is the Scandir that we're expecting to see through the rest of this series. So, hey, maybe I was wrong as we move into this one. I feel like Alternate Attacks have not been the most consistent team in terms of their performances week over week, but when they are on their game, they are definitely up there with the best, and Orks may take a little longer to warm up into this one.
Well, they're not going to be given much time. Alternate Attacks picking up an early ace does mean that, well, you're already a little bit on the ropes as Numelops. Giving away another win here would drop them a full 4 points behind, with Alternate Attacks at 5. Sitting halfway to the win already. Complex sliding out a little bit there. It's a very slow exit to the turn, and so the race up front is very much between 2 cars. Scandir versus Panda for the round win. 2000s separate them in the checkpoint before the identity. They will enter that identity at near identical times as well.
Yeah, Scandir has a tiny bit more speed and does manage to keep that line clean, but Panda, I think, just gets better turns going on and takes that lead back, or has a wider line, and that does let Scandir back in. He takes 1st place. Panda is 500ths away from him, but Complex does take 3rd place. Wosal making an early mistake in the map there. Alternate Attacks retain their 3-point lead, but Orks manage to get themselves 1 point on the board.
This is so quick as well so far. The last round of 58.3. This one a 58-1. Two tenths off the Challenger League record on this one. And Scandir is looking very quick, is looking consistent. It's only been 2 rounds. My sample size is admittedly small so far. But we are seeing an Alternate Attacks that we were kind of hoping to see, which is Scandir looking very quick. Wosal holding on for the most part, a 4th in the last round, but looking like he may be able to snipe out those 3rd places often enough to push Alternate Attacks over the line.
Yeah, and look, if your job is not always going across that finish line first for your team, we do see a lot of teams where that is the case. You know, you have one player that gets first a lot, and then one player that, and I think the other job is to put pressure on the other team, is just to be able to be consistent enough to just, you know, if somebody makes a mistake like that, Complex, it just forces that kind of error out from the other team. Thank you for demonstrating. Panda also slides into a wall. It looks like it's going to be another ace for Alternate Attacks. They're back. This is the week 1 Alternate Attacks that we saw. Another clean round from both players there, and they take that one home for another ace.
7-1, and Alternate Attacks could close out this first map in only 4 rounds. They now have the chance to ace, to win back and forth incredibly quickly. We said 100%, no way this last map of the night goes to a 4-0 as well. Alternate Attacks kind of look like they want to turn that into a lie from us.
Who let the scriptwriters cook, honestly? That's my question now.
We cannot have a week where... And look, we're a long way off on this match, but I swear to God, if this one does turn into a 4-0 as well, and we have a week where the losing teams win a single map, it'll be too much, man. It's too much.
That would, yeah. I said jokingly, the last map of last series, that we may play 17 rounds in this Playday. Yeah, it's looking more and more likely as long as Alternate Attacks keep up the pressure that they have been putting on Orks, but it's a little quicker to start things off from both of these players. Complex out ahead, leads from Scandir, leads from Panda. Panda has a tiny bit more speed than Scandir, maybe not enough to catch up before that finish line, but Complex stays ahead by quite a bit, maybe releasing there, and Scandir takes 1st place once again, finishes 25 thousandths ahead of Complex, and it's another good round for Alternate Attacks, bringing a round back from the death.
Scandir is on fire. He is not just consistent so far, he is quick, banging out those 58-1s like they are absolutely nothing, and preventing Numelops from picking up anything. A mistake from Panda. He falls out of his tree a little bit that time around, and now the pressure is most definitely on Numelops. It is most definitely on Complex, who needed to pick up a win this round and is now looking unlikely to do so.
Well, no matter how fast you drive and how consistent you are to that finish line, it seems like Scandir just manages to take 1st place from you either way. that is so much pressure on the team. You can see it seeping into the minds of Complex and Panda here. Complex only making a tiny error, but moving back half a second from his two competitors. Panda is already, well, on the first turn, fell back 6 seconds now, and Skander and Wosile looking to hold hands right through to the finish line here with both very good times. Complex tries to get in a little faster. It's not going to happen. Another 58-1 from Skander to close out the map. 11-2, and it's beautiful from both players.
Skander, I think, did not have a time almost outside the 58.1. All of his times nearly within a tenth of each other. The consistency, it's there. 11-2 for alternate attacks. They absolutely dominate back and forth. Just great. Just genuinely incredible performance from them to kick things off here. It was their map pick, so coming in prepared for it, knowing they were going to be playing that one this week, unless it was banned away. And the day we see back and forth banned instead of gyroscope or aero pipes is a day that I will celebrate. It seems unlikely. And we'll move to slowdown. And this is, once again, as a reminder, a map where Complex does currently hold the Challenger League record, a time of 56.6 for that one. But with that said, I still think alternate attacks are going to give them a pretty big run for their money on this.
Yeah, they seem definitely in form today, which is a scary thing when we're talking about alternate attacks. Sometimes they have not been on form, but when they have been, generally they have outperformed pretty much everybody else in the league. Yeah, that's a difficult, you're staring down the barrel of a gun here as Orks. It's going to be a difficult time to take this one away from alternate attacks, and you're going to need to bring out something special here to try and push them back down and get a map back for yourself before the momentum swings well in alternate attacks' favor.
And alternate attacks, the fact that they got to play their match against Sprout back in week 1 as well, before Sprout had really woken up in the competition, I think it's fair to say, they could have a decent chance of being the team at the top of the leaderboard come the end of the kind of round robin stage here before we head into the playoffs. Wins like this against close rivals, against NUMELOPS, would push them a little bit closer to that goal. But here for our first round on slowdown, NUMELOPS have the lead, and with a crash out from Wosile, they're looking good to take it away. Skander will get wheels in the air, but didn't lose the back wheels, and so is still quick. May snipe away Panda. How does he do it every time?
No
Skander across the line in first place, not fifth place, in first place. Skander, he's a machine. He is a machine tonight.
Unbelievable. Skander went, Wosile went, oh no, Skander, I've crashed. And Skander was just like, all right, I'm winning.
Yeah, time to turn it on, yeah.
Yeah, all right,
Fair
no
enough.
problem. I got you. Amazing. Once again, I can't believe it. He risked that first turn so much that both of his wheels went up in the air, but still kept contact with the ground enough to stay ahead. This time, Skander and Complex both fall back. Skander is more within well, touching distance of those top two players, and although that may be, I think, his first mistake re-identity so far, it is not a big one.
But Wosile doing the job as well. When Skander is a little bit back, Wosile is there to keep the pressure on as well. Alternate attacks, they are looking like the complete package so far. Only the second round here on our second map, but given how convincing map 1 was, I think that's fair to say at the moment. Wosile will take it very wide, too wide and high. He takes to the air. Skander still holding on to second place, but this is Panda's round to lose right now, and it does not look to me like Panda is going to do any losing. Skander holds on, still takes a second place, and that is a very, very fast round indeed from Panda. A 10th off Complex's record on this one. Won't overtake his teammate for the Challenger League record, but NUMELOPS move ahead for the first time in this match.
Yeah, Skander, well, I mean, he may be able to make up 3-4 tenths, not 7, I don't think. A difficult prospect there for Skander, and a good round from Orks, obviously, to take that one away from them. Now, they have that little bit of pressure that they needed to put on alternate attacks. Can they keep that one up? Wosile with a very quick start to the map so far.
Yeah, will manage to gain, and Skander is keeping the pressure on Complex as well. It's going to be potentially a map win or a round win for alternate attacks if they can keep this one up. But Skander will go deep into that turn, overtaking briefly, but losing it right back as there was more exit speed for Complex. Wosile still holding on as we head towards this identity. We've seen a couple of mistakes in it so far from both teams. Is there any to be had this time around? Wosile once again goes in wide, but it is Complex who makes the mistake, who goes for a little bit of airtime. And with Wosile and Skander holding on to the lead, that's going to be an ace for alternate attacks, and another very quick round on slowdown.
Yeah, clean as well. Wosile, when he turns up, he really turns up. And yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I feel like with slowdown, you know, other maps, it's very easy to make a mistake on the identity of your own volition. It's difficult. On a map like Slowdown, the identity isn't technically difficult. It's just when there is a player within a tenth or two of you, it's so difficult to keep your cool throughout those turns because you need to, the map is called Slow Down, and it's difficult to do that mentally when you know you have players breathing down your neck.
It's true. You need to choose when you slow down, though. Don't want to be catching any on corners like the one we've just passed. There are places still where you can catch a wheel here through this bobsleigh turn as well. The potential to slide out. Not a place that we see people make the mistake very often, though. We'll see if there are any mistakes left to be had in this. I mean, it surely at this point is the identity. We're not going to see anything happen pre-identity now. It is Panda from Scandir, from Wosile. Scandir looking for another patented Scandir snipe at the finish line, potentially. But Panda so far holding off, and it's Wosile making the late charge, managing to get the lead. And it is Wosile and Scandir who snipe it. Not one, but the two. It's an ace. Alternate attacks to ace.
Oh my god, they came to play today, definitely. Yeah, their lines through there are just so clean. They don't seem to have any pressure put on them by the players that are surrounding them, as opposed to Orks who just, it seems like, take more difficult lines, are forced to take riskier lines, and don't manage to get them as cleanly as Alternate Attacks there in the identity when they've got players right next to them there. Wosile and Scandir, they're on their toes the whole time.
And well, a lot of our kind of pre-match talk was about Scandir, how good he is and how well he has been playing in recent weeks. Wosile stepping up massively tonight as well, has picked up several round wins, and with Scandir in form as well, it has opened the door for multiple aces for Alternate Attacks. It is keeping Numelops pinned back, struggling to pick up points, and this is another round that could fall the way of the blue team. And Scandir will overtake Panda. Wosile is chasing Complex, and two mistakes mean that's it. It's all she wrote. Scandir and Wosile to the finish line. Another ace, 2 in a row to close out the map 11-3.
Orks trembling in their boots right now. Alternate Attacks have kept it cool, calm, collected every single round so far. They make a mistake, they seem to correct for it. They're back by a tenth, they seem to snipe it out. And yeah, no, that's just, look, when you're facing an Alternate Attacks that is on form, you cannot even take anything away from Orks on that one. They put up good times, and they were consistent generally through to the identity. It's just they weren't as good as Alternate Attacks. It's the first time I've really given the losing team this much credit so far today, because it really has been, even so close that we've had, you know, the Easy Dream was pulling up times, but it's just, Alternate Attacks are on form right now.
Now, Twiggy, I don't know if you've noticed, we have not been successfully cursing players all that often tonight.
Yeah, I got 2 against Fine Aim.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Are you nervous that it is because we've accidentally funneled all of our power into cursing this match to be a 4-0?
Do you think that is just going to be the thing from now? They're going to have to fire us because the games are too boring. That's just, it's just like, well, guys, we can't do this anymore. You're forcing 4-0s. No, I really hope that doesn't. Actually, somebody, can you win a map? I really don't want to lose my Panda and Complex stay out ahead. Yes, thank you very much, guys. That is absolutely perfect from you. Wosile crashes into a wall. Oh dear. Well, there we go. Panda and Complex out ahead now. Leads from Scandir. Can Scandir pull out some heroics and take a first place to force a draw here?
Hey, it's rare that you see the casters having to PayPal players to make the mistakes rather than the other team, but thank you very much, Wosile, for potentially keeping things interesting here. Numelops are now on track to maybe have an ace. The problem is Scandir is here, and Scandir in the mix means that your first place is not safe until you get across the line with it. At the moment, Scandir holds seconds. Panda into the first jump. He goes. It's very low. It's a mistake. Man. It is a mistake. Scandir through into first place. Being chased down by Complex at the moment. One more jump to go. Scandir low enough. He holds on. Another first place for Scandir. A mistake from Panda. Where is Wosile? Was 11 seconds clear? Is he in front of Panda? Is the question at the moment. I think not quite. He is. God. There is Wosile. Will pick up the third place, and Alternate Attacks will absolutely steal a round win.
Scandir doesn't miss. Oh my. It's unbelievable right now. Like, this is just, it can't be allowed, surely. It cannot be allowed. I don't know what's going on there. Scandir, again, just keeps it cool, gets really, really good and low lines there through the identity once again, and it's just you know, forces a mistake out of ORKS there. You know, going too low there does Panda, and Complex, I mean, safes it a little more, fair play, but doesn't have enough speed to catch up to Skandir at the end, and that's a problem. But Skandir knows that he's going to hit a wall. Wosal does hit the wall. Oh no! Well, that's not a great start. I'm not seeing a Skandir snipe coming through this time.
Well, now you said it. Look, I mean, this is a must-win round for Numelops now. You cannot afford to not ace at this point. It's Panda losing his gear on the uphill, though, and now dropping back. But, I mean, it's only a couple of tenths different there as you head into the downhill. He's going to catch back up. Gotta be the ace. Gotta be the ace, guys. Come on. You just, it's just 2 jumps.
Oh, no.
It's just 2 jumps. He's fallen off. He has fallen off the wall. Here comes alternate attack Skandir. He might get at least 1 place back up. Complex looking for a 3rd place. He's not going to catch Skandir. Panda will cross the line in first. They will tie. They'll tie. It's fine. It's fine. That's exactly as we expected.
There's just no way they get a point out of that round. Both of them crashed into the reset block. Both of them. Oh, it never ends.
It
never ends.
Worrying for Numelops. That is a round that you really need to ace on. That is as free as it is going to get in the Challenger League, and they do not close it out. They have, however, tied things back up. We are back at 3-3. This map, it's not over by any stretch of the imagination. We have a long way to go yet. But Numelops, they need to capitalize on opportunities they get like that.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. The gap that you have there, you can safe that identity. It is a identity that is safeable. There are many. Oh no, that's unfortunate. There are many identities that are not safeable. Agility dash, parkour. You can't save those identities. You can kind of save this one, and with that gap, you need to try and do that. And unfortunately now, it may have opened the door once again for alternate attacks to bring this forward. Skandir is out ahead, has not failed any of these jumps so far. Wosal, in the he gets over. At the very least, that is more than Complex does. Panda has speed. Can he catch up to Wosal at this point and force a point out of this one? It's a great jump to finish things off. He snipes out that 2nd place. Wosal finishes 3rd, but alternate attacks do take the round once again.
That is pretty clean, and it is 2 tenths by Skandir off the Challenger League record as well. Skandir continues to just do his own thing in most of these rounds, and his thing is win an awful lot of the time. So while the battle behind is fierce, while there are small mistakes coming through, people nearly clipping the jumps, people clipping the jumps and falling back slightly, Skandir just calmly takes another 1st place. Alternate attacks move to the 5 points. ORKS and Numelops, they are only 1 behind, right? They could win this map. But right now, Twiggy, they need to win this map. They cannot drop to 3 behind because the reverse sweep, it just seems like it would be impossible. Wosal will crash forward. That no steer is punishing.
Where did Panda go? Where did Panda go?
He's just, well, you know, somewhere.
Oh, man. Well, now it is a Skandir versus Complex race. Panda has dropped back 1.5 seconds. Not quite as much as Wosal, at the very least, but now the weight is all on Complex's shoulders to keep Skandir at bay once again. He does take that lead, but he has less speed moving forward to this next drift, and Complex may just bring more forward here. No, he gets a wider drift, and he's now just caught back up with Skandir, but with not much more speed coming through. It's a good first jump from Complex. It keeps Skandir at bay once more. Oh, does his wheel clip there? I don't know, but he keeps it clean. No, it's a little bash, and Skandir takes 1st place!
What do you mean Skandir snipes again? It's okay. Okay. Script writers, you know what? We've seen it too many times. Skandir turns it into a draw, because of course he does.
I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. This is okay. Alternate attacks now 1 point ahead still after that draw. Skandir forces it out once again. Look, I feel like I keep harping on the same point. Oh my god, Skandir's doing so amazing. What else can I say?
Yeah. And again, it's the consistency. On the first map, he was just banging in on back and forth those 58 ones over and over. This, on freestyle, it is just the consistent 107.8s. He's just there over and over and over. He is a machine. He's just getting the same times. I mean, We'll see if it happens again this round. He has fallen back a little bit. It'll be a little bit of pressure to get that 107.8, but look at the line through the uphill. He is so quick. He's driving straight lines where everyone else has to turn, and it is now up to NUMELOPS to try and snipe it away from the snipe master himself, Scandir, in the lead. Wosal following behind. Into the first jump we go. Wosal crashes. Wosal will drop behind at least Panda, maybe behind Complex as well, but Complex has dropped further back again. This could potentially be the snipe. No, Scandir takes it safely enough. A 107.605 is incredibly quick for Scandir. It is going to be another round draw, but that draw will move Alternate Attacks to 7 and an ace away from victory.
Wosal doesn't even need to do anything at this point, honestly. He could sit at the start line. All would be fine, probably. You know, at this point, you're just getting like you're just getting extra points. Like coming third, great, we get one more point. You come second, we get another point on top of that. No matter what happens, it seems like they're going to get 1 point minimum. So who cares? Scandir,
yeah, I mean,
okay.
Scandir, he messed up last round. It wasn't a 107.8. He kind of broke his streak there. He got a 107.6. Just disappointing stuff all around.
Yeah. Well, here we go again. Wosal and Scandir. Wow. I mean, on the same pixel there as they move forward. Scandir stays out ahead by just, oh no, never mind. Wosal gets a much tighter jump there, but Scandir takes more speed through it with a higher jump. Panda trying to take things back, but Scandir likes to take a lower jump and takes more speed through to this final drift here. Wosal behind his friend, and Scandir is out ahead now. Panda once again just trying to take back a place. Will Wosal crash in? No, it's Panda this time that clips a wheel. Scandir and Wosal look like they're going to finish it out here for 3 maps in a row. It's clean from both of them. A 107.5 to finish things out. Alternate Attacks take their 3rd round.
He's a 10th off the Challenger League record. Wosal is 2/10 behind him. Alternate Attacks are nuts at the moment. They move 3 maps ahead of ORKS GP NUMELOPS. I mean, what do you do to bring it back from here? It's going to be monumental if NUMELOPS find their way back into this match, because this is Alternate Attacks in what looks like almost their final form. This is what Alternate Attacks are on a good day, and this is not just a good day, this is a great day from them so far. Yeah,
look, hey, they saw the time. They were like, wow, we're starting 15 minutes. Oh my. Okay, we're starting 15 minutes early. Let's finish 30 minutes early. Let's set a new record. How about that? Ooh, okay, today has been eventful. You know what? Am I still sleeping? I feel like I may still be dreaming on this. 4-0 3 times in a row. Are you sure? Are you? Is that?
I'm telling you, man, we put all of our energy subconsciously into the biggest Casser curse of our careers yet, and somehow managing to turn Alternate Attacks versus NUMELOPS into a potential 4-0. I don't know how that's possible, but I mean, it's Scandir. Scandir is how it's possible at the moment. And again, Wosal. Wosal is just improving week on week, is getting quicker as they go on, and that's incredibly scary for any of the teams that have to be driving up against them.
The problem is right now for ORKS, even when Scandir makes a mistake, Wosal is still right on their tails. It doesn't... One of the players is always giving them trouble. Right now, they are well out ahead. Wosal has a little more speed than Panda, may just overtake on this dirt turn. No, Panda stays just about out ahead. And ORKS may look to take this round with a sweep, but Wosal gets out ahead of Panda with a slightly better turn. Panda has to slow down a lot there before getting into the plastic. Wosal, he made 3 mistakes in a row on this one, falling into the pit 3 times. It does not happen this time around, but he's still far enough behind Complex, so it looks like Complex may just be able to take this one away, but you never know what's going to happen on this final turn. Will Complex slide out? No, he will not. He'll get it through to the finish line, take the 1st round for his team, but Scandir forces a draw. Where did he come from?
Well, I mean, sure, also that, did Complex just tie the record that we set earlier?
Wait, really?
Was it a 111.304? Somebody double check the tape. Someone tell me if it was also a 111.304, because that feels like...
It was a 3-0 something.
It might be. That would be insane.
Okay, yeah, cool. Well, that's fun, if it is. Somebody go check that. We'll loop back round to that one later, but... as we start off once again, Scandir a little closer this time, almost touching the wall, than he was last round. And Complex has been really, really fast so far on this map. It's only been 1 round. I don't want to speak too soon, but keeping it consistent once again through the start here. It was. We have tied the Challengers, the Challengers record here for Slippy Slides.
It's crazy to me. that the same thing is true on reps, that there's a tied record for the Grand League.
Yeah.
I mean, it happening once is insane. The fact that we have 2 tied records across the 2 leagues. Yeah, in one day is even wilder. I don't know, maybe Complex will just go and break it here and we'll no longer have this fun statistic to go on, because Complex does lead at the moment on what has been a pretty clean round, but it's not as clean as Wosile is through that first turn. It's going to be neck and neck as Scandir comes back from nowhere. Complex has speed on the outside. Watch Wosile. It's a race to the finish, and Wosile will finish just behind Complex from Scandir. A round win for Alternate Attacks.
Man, this is unbelievable right now. It just keeps coming down to the wire. Complex is doing his best to keep up at this point. Panda hasn't quite got the speed so far in these rounds. But Complex doing a lot to keep his team in this one, despite the fact Alternate Attacks are starting to pull away at a very slow pace at the moment. Panda starts out ahead for this round. Is really going to need to back up his teammate on this one. Not that he's been putting bad times down. Everybody's just been trying to break records.
It's been so quick. All match long, everyone is just up there, competing. Yep. 1 to 2 tenths away from the record on every map we've played so far, tying it on Slippy Slides now, and we are into our 3rd round, and it does not look like it's going to slow down all that much. Scandir has dropped away so far, not being his favorite map of the evening, has been a little bit slower than the pace of play. And Complex and Panda, they are looking good. This is, of course, their 2nd pick on the match, and it's a must-win for them to even keep this match going. So far, it's looking like they are looking a little bit better, but Wosile has closed the gap just before the identity.
Yeah, stays with them so far, and all it's going to take is one slide out for ORKS to give him that one. Well, he takes more speed into the 2nd jump. Panda and Complex stay out ahead, but he has more speed coming through on this one. Can he slide? No, he slides out and gives the ace to ORKS. Scandir very close behind, but in the end just can't make that gap up. And ORKS get an ace. They get ahead by 2 points. That is what they will have been begging for since the start of the series.
Is that their first ace? It is, isn't it? I think so.
I think it might be, yeah.
I'm going to say it is anyway, and you know what?
Sure
good luck proving me wrong. Either way, yeah, NUMELOPS. It's a much needed ace as well. Whether or not it is their first ace, it's come at exactly the right time. They've been looking better than Alternate Attack so far on Slippy Slides, and that hadn't translated into a lead up until this 3rd round, where they will pick up an ace, and they're now maybe a chance to take a map away from Alternate Attacks, and Alternate Attacks who will still be looking good on the match. I mean, being 3 maps up does leave you feeling pretty confident.
No Complex.
Complex will just shoot off into the Shadow Realm, leaving Panda alone to try and hold on for at least 1 point in this.
Oh dear. That is... Oh, okay. Well, somebody else has gone to the Shadow Realm by Wosile. That's a poll. And Scandir is now racing Panda 1 versus 1 at this point, and bringing up the rear will be Wosile and Complex. Scandir closes that gap just a little bit on Panda now. And so far, Complex has been the one putting up amazing times here so far. Can Panda do the same thing to keep Alternate Attacks at bay and keep them lower on points as we move forward? Wosile stays in 3rd place. Not quite as big of an error as Complex made earlier on. Scandir tries to catch up to Panda. Panda doing well through that 1st jump. The 2nd one is good as well. Scandir takes more speed and an inside line, but Panda has a better line on that last one. Scandir, he touches that. Can he get back up in time? He might not finish. Complex may just overtake here. He's going to move forward. Complex does get that one. 2 points for ORKS out of absolutely nowhere. That should have been a draw.
And that means ORKS moving to 7 points, moving from 1 ace away from winning the round. Scandir, hey, you can't blame them. The snipes have been working more often than they've been costing them. The risk has outweighed the reward, or the reward has outweighed the risk so far in this match. But this time around, Scandir bites off a little more than he can chew, goes too deep on the inside of that turn, and the full crash out gives 2 points to NUMELOPS. Alternate Attacks on the ropes. But hey, they're only 2 aces away still from just winning this map, winning the match. And honestly, I wouldn't bet against that just yet.
Yeah, annoyingly, we can't really say no to that one. Did Complex's wheel clip on the edge there? I think he falls back once again. We'll see just how far by on this. Oh, yeah, very far. That's an unfortunate one. He couldn't get his wheel back up over the edge of the track. And now it is just once again Panda trying to keep Scandir and Wosile at bay, but he, I think, releases a little there towards the start of the water, gives them a good seconds lead here, and that is not a good way to start this one off. That could bring Alternate Attacks right back to 7 points with them. Can Wosile and Scandir keep it clean to the end? They haven't so far on this map. Can they do it for the first time?
This is going to come down to the wire. Wosile and Skandir neck and neck. Cats are sitting very comfortably with their friends into this identity. Wosile and Skandir trying not to slide out. It's going to be Wosile deep inside on this one. Skandir right alongside him. Wosile carrying the speed through. It doesn't matter who finishes first. It doesn't matter who finishes second, but it will be Skandir with the lead. Wosile right behind, and a tied match heading into what could be the final round of this map. Could even be the final round of this match now.
They're ready for a mistake from their opposition. They pounce on it perfectly. It was clean through to the end. It was not the fastest round we've seen by a long shot, but it was clean from both of them, and that's all they needed. They didn't need to bring out an amazing amount of speed. All they needed to do was just not crash. That's exactly what they did, and now they're back in the running on this one, and Complex makes a very early and very costly mistake. Panda is now once again left on his lonesome against both of these players. He needs to hold on to at least second place here, or Alternate Attacks take the series 4-0.
Couldn't do it last time around, and it is an action replay now of the previous round, with the slight caveat that this time around Skandir holds the lead and Panda is on the chase. Not renowned Apex Predators, Pandas in general, but this time around Panda will manage to hunt down Skandir in the middle of the track, but it will come down to this identity one more time, as assuming we get around this turn. The last place.
Oh no! No way, Panda! No!
I said it'd come down to the identity.
No,
it will not,
man.
unless there's a mistake from Skandir and Wosile. That is all she wrote, potentially.
No way! Skandir and Wosile cruise through to the finish line. Wosile won't make that one.
He's gone. He's gone, baby.
Panda can bring it back. It may not all be over. Skandir will finish first, but Panda, he can finish that one in second. Wosile with an incredibly costly error to finish off the map, and we go to 8-8. No way!
It is not over yet. Numelops are alive in this match, and if they win a round, if they can hold on, if Complex does not make the early error, if Panda can hold on to a first place, they could still bring us to map 5.
Oh, this is unbelievable now. I mean, they had it in the bag, it looked like. Alternate Attacks, they had 2 crashes from the Orks players. They were out by 3 seconds, and it's just too inside, too risky from Wosile. He misses that bug slide. He hits the wall. He cannot get anything done there. And Complex and Panda are given another chomp at the bit. They may be able to finish this one out right now, and so far, they are out by 2 tenths over the opposition players. They've been given one more chance at this one to bring this series back in their favor. Can they get it done this time?
No mistakes from Complex in this round. None from Panda either just yet. And even beyond that, they are driving very, very fast indeed. This turn has caught Panda out a couple of times now. It won't this time. Himself and Complex still hold on to the lead. And maybe this is it. Maybe we see a map 5. The identity is going to maybe decide things. Wosile finds his favorite hole in the Challenger League and tips a wheel into it one more time. Skandir is looking for the snipe. He overtakes one. It comes down to the last quarter. Panda will hold on. Skandir there, but Complex finishing third. We're going to map 5.
It's not a 4-0. Oh my. Okay, the reverse sweep on its way. I'm sure of it. Let's not call that a convincing map from either team there, but that was whew, okay. Okay, we get just a second to calm down. All right, 3-1. And Alternate Attacks have a momentary lapse in their otherwise incredible form this series. We're moving to parkour.
First time tonight. I mean, hey, we haven't really gotten to see many maps tonight.
No,
but
we really haven't.
We will see parkour for the first time, and we will see who outperforms on this one.
You're allowed to go to a map 5?
That's crazy. That's honestly crazy. Is that in the rulebook? Can we check? Is that legal?
I don't know about that one. I think if you... That's just how it works. If you lose the first map, you have to give up the other 3. That is how it works. So, yeah, kind of cheating a little bit there. But oh well, it's fine. We'll play by your rules. All good. Alternate Attacks, I mean, they still have 2 more chances to get this one done. They're under no pressure whatsoever at the moment. Orks are still under a lot of pressure, but they managed to get it done. 10-9 last time. You cannot get any closer than that, technically. Can they get themselves back into this series now properly?
Gonna need an early Kona luck touch here, I think, from Numelops. They're gonna need to just send one player sacrificially into the cone here in round 1. That is the play to be made. Well, I mean, look, Complex is a little bit out of the race anyway. Why not go and pay the Kona good luck a little visit? Panda is going to try and hold on. Turn this one at least into a draw for the team. I mean, a crash here could still turn it into anything. Scandir has other ideas. Those two cars are literally in the same place. They could not be closer, but it is Scandir who came away with the slight edge. Not for long, though. It is Panda roaring back into it, very close to the sign, but has a good line through it. It's Panda with a further right jump. He's going to outspeed Scandir to the line. Wosal behind them crosses the line in third, and a draw to kick things off on parkour.
Very convincing start from Panda with a 102.7. It's not far off the Challenger, 2 tenths or so, 2.5 tenths off of the record here in Challengers. So that is one convincing way to start things off. But with that early mistake from Complex, it does mean that it's only a draw. That effort comes down to not much more than keeping your team in it. And right now, every point that Alternate Attacks favors that team, no matter how far away or how many points they give up to Orks at this point, they still have 2 maps in hand. They've already made the difference happen. They just need to, well, keep their cool.
Yeah, but this is it, and I mean, the further you get without closing it out, the more that becomes an issue, potentially. But as you've said a couple of times, Twiggy, we are not in kind of panic stations yet at all for Alternate Attacks. They should not be feeling the pressure yet. It's all about staying cool and trying to force NUMELOPS to make the mistakes instead by keeping the pressure on. And Scandir, he's doing a wonderful job of it. In the lead once again, but he does lead from 2 cars in red. They are looking to force another draw or force the win. If Scandir makes a mistake, it's a mistake from Panda instead, and it's nearly a mistake from Complex. He dodges away from the pole. He's gaining on Scandir, but there is not enough track left. Wosal will cross in 3rd place, and it's a round win for Alternate Attacks. It's NUMELOPS falling behind on another must-win map.
It is wild. This so far is pretty much the cleanest parkour map we've seen on the Challenger League so far, and yet it still comes down to these tiny margins of players just kind of making. I mean, like, there was not an error from any of those top 3 players. It was just that they were not as quick through some of those turns, and suddenly it all comes down to a difference of tenths, and Scandir puts up a good time right back in Orks' faces. And Panda, I mean, has fallen back so far on that round that it just does not matter what happens. Now, Scandir and Wosal out ahead once again. The pressure mounts further and further.
Oh, that's a touch from Wosal as well. And all of a sudden, Scandir, with the weight of the world on his shoulders, for at least this round. But Scandir has performed very well under that pressure previously, managing to snipe out many times so far in this match to steal away wins, to prevent point loss where possible. And once again, he does lead heading into this identity, but Panda looks to have maybe slightly more speed, and Complex is there as well. Complex roaring back through. This could be an ace yet for NUMELOPS. They have the pace. Panda, though, both players! Both players from NUMELOPS are gone. They are in the mud. And it is Scandir crashing out as well, and that means Panda in the lead to cross the line first of all. Who will ultimately take 2nd place? It's Complex. It is an ace for NUMELOPS. Not in clean fashion, but an ace nonetheless.
I shouldn't have said that we hadn't had any mistakes on the identity there. I kind of did that one. Yeah, I kind of did that one. Okay, well, clean at least. Well, that's a lie. Why did I say that word? That was not even remotely clean from anybody on the server. But still, Orks, they did the best with the hand that they were dealt, and that's all that matters in the end. Who cares? Who cares what happened to the rest of the players? Scandir and Wosal did not get through in time, and Orks retake the lead. That is something that they needed dearly moving through on this one. Every round that they are behind the opposition team, it becomes more and more difficult to keep that keep the mental pressure going on the opposition. Complex now contesting for 1st place. Panda is a little bit further behind, 7 tenths back now. Wosal stays in 1st place. Scandir through on that one as well. Very quick through that dirt turn and overtakes Complex, moving through into the identity. Complex with barely enough speed to get over these jumps. Wosal and Scandir keep it clean so far. Scandir a little high on that jump, but he still makes it through. Complex tries to take it back. He has more speed than Scandir, but Scandir is too far ahead. It's an ace right back for Alternate Attacks.
They can't let NUMELOPS away with that. What, acing them while everyone crashes out? It was disrespectful. And alternate attacks, they will not stand for it. Back into a 1-point lead they go. And for a brief moment there, the sun broke through the clouds for NUMELOPS. Things were starting to look a little bit brighter. Like maybe we would force even a map 6 on this one. But alternate, they are still on track now. They are showing that they still have the potential to close it out on this map.
Yeah, well, Complex starts out in the lead here, but I mean, on some rounds, that has really been a difference maker. On other rounds, it really has not. So we'll see exactly how much that comes to. Skandir, an uncharacteristic mistake there on the jump sends him back a whole second behind the rest of the field. Complex out in the lead now. Panda right behind Wosal as well, that lifts a wheel over the bobsleigh, and Skandir takes third place. Complex and Wosal right on each other now. Complex falls back a little further. Wosal with more speed through the dirt turn. Takes better speed into the jump. Complex just trying to stay ahead of Skandir now. And Wosal just coasts this one through. That's not a good landing. Wosal will cleanly take first place. Can Skandir overtake now? Yes, he can. It's another ace for alternate attacks.
Oh, Complex dodges the cone as well. Everything goes wrong that could possibly go wrong, starting with Panda drifting those wheels outside the edge of the bobsleigh to Complex crashing through the identity. Alternate attacks, 2 aces in a row, 1 point away from dispatching the NUMELOPS team in summary fashion.
Well, 1 ace needed at the very least now for Orks. They could ace and then win a round, and they get to 10 points as well as alternate attacks and go to overtime, but at least 1 ace needed, and it is going to have to be in this round. Panda and Complex have to finish first and second. Either one of them in either position is great, but Wosal and Skandir do not want to let that happen, and so far they've at least had one player doing consistently getting towards the end at a similar time to Orks. Let's not say it's been clean from either team through there, but Wosal so far holds on to first place. Panda and Complex trailing.
No, Panda's done it again. He's done it again. He will be overtaken by Skandir. You have to feel, yes, he will. Wosal with a touch on the wall up ahead, though. Still holding on. Complex. He loses the gear. He loses all speed and crashes out. This is it. Alternate attacks on their glory run to the finish line. Both of them cleanly through. You cannot fail from here. They will not pay a visit to the cone, but they will move to 3-1 in the Challenger League with a clean win over NUMELOPS, a dominant win over NUMELOPS, 4 maps to 1. They look incredibly strong on the night.
NUMELOPS did their best to bring that one back. It took a 10-9 on the map before, but alternate attacks had so many rounds in hand, maps in hand, that it really didn't matter. Orks had such an insane mountain to climb by the end of that series that it was almost going to be insurmountable there, no matter what happened on that map, because you're still going into alternate attacks picks as you move forward there. So alternate attacks, they may have dropped the map, but it was still incredibly clean.